Testing microphone 1 2.
Testing microphone 1 2.
Testing microphone 1 2. Good evening, everybody. How's it going tonight? Biff back with you again. I always I always test the microphone to make sure I can hear it coming through on Twitch, and I never forget to mute it on Twitch. And so I say, "Good evening, everybody. How's it going?" And then immediately my ears, "Good evening, everybody. How's it going?" So that is, as we say, what it is. Now let's see. Here is my vassal. Where's my vassal game? Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, that's up there. Now let's switch over to here. Now let's see if I can pull this up in Adobe. I can, but for some reason it's not coming up. Um, Interesting. Capture method automatic. I mean, it's capturing it. It's just not capturing it. It's just not capturing it. Oh, I bet you I know why. Because it thinks I'm in my 1330 window. And it doesn't, the window doesn't want to, it just doesn't want to cooperate. But if we do it this way, There we go. Let's see if that will let's see if that will work a little better. So what's this on? $161, 150. That's 150. So let's go into the rest of these. 150. I might have to come down a little bit just because my camera over here is it's overlapping those a little bit. So I'll try to remember to scroll up if I have to. Okay, so now let's go back here, key over to the game, and then go back into capturing the window. So this is actually, and go back over here again. I'm gonna have to make these changes. Have to remember to make them. This is the Fields of Fire Keep Up the Fire standalone mission in example of play, Fields of Fire Volume 1. Okay, this is, I am going to have to reduce this, I think, a little bit. Yeah, down to 125. It looks like it's all readable and stuff. Guide to units for the mission. I've already got it set up in Vassal. I'm playing on Vassal tonight. Talks to you about experience, what you get experience for. You don't track ammunition. Missions are going to use higher headquarters events to cover ammunition. No ammunition or fire missions are manually tracked. Enemy spotters draw 2 cards to make subsequent calls for fire. If the attempt fails, the spotter is immediately removed from play. And in this, all unpinned headquarter and staff units are considered to be in communication with any friendly unit on the same card. Keep the mission simple. All unpinned HQs and staff are considered to be in communication with each other regardless of location. Unpinned are considered to be in communication with any friendly unit on the same card. So HQs and staff are all in communication with each other. HQs and staff are only in communication with the platoons on the same card. No pyrotechnics. General rules for this scenario: both sides take prisoners. U.S. and German grenade attacks use a -4 volume of fire. Casualty evacuation. That's what I have to do right now, because I didn't do that before. Now, I tried this a little bit earlier. I just tried messing around with it. I'm kind of playing my own basic rules just to learn the system. So the scenario that I drew before, I had a village, a woods, and an orchard. So I had excellent terrain going through here. I mean, I had a village for cover. I had woods. So I could, and I had one contact. I think it was right here. No, it was right here. I had a contact in this card right here. So I only had one contact on the whole first row. And so, yeah, I mean, it was kind of peachy. You know, it's kind of like, that's peachy. It's not gonna have any issues with this run right here. So I wanted to try it over again. It looked like a little too easy. Now this one will probably be extra hard. But in this scenario, the first row is revealed. The next 3 rows are not revealed. Those cards come in face down. We have row 1 has potential contact C. Row 2 is B. A in 3, and in row 4 is B again. I flipped these over. They're both hills. So there's a gully on a hill, and there's an orchard on a hill right here. So actually, I'm probably going to want to put my I might want to change this around and put this machine gun up on this hill. Now I have the objective set from the last time. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Let me grab a marker. We need a casualty collection area. I'll put that down here. So I think because these are on hills, I probably want this to be my advance. Maybe right through here, have a light machine gun up on this hill, have another light machine gun up on this hill. And then maybe the second platoon can be in reserve. We got anti-tank, we got 3rd mortar. We're probably going to want the artillery to be, since these guys are going to be in reserve, we're going to put the company HQ over here. We're probably going to want to have the artillery observer up on a hill. So 2nd platoon will be in reserve. 1st platoon will be point, and 3rd platoon will be supporting 1st platoon on the right. 2nd platoon will support 1st platoon on the left. Might actually be better if they go in through the grove here. I might send, let's put 1st sergeant. No, we're going to leave 1st sergeant here. Company headquarters, we could send some guys out here. So let me go ahead and get this saved. I'm using Vassal tonight. Save game as, restart second pass. Setup. I'll put final setup. Okay. I'm using Vassal tonight because it's just a lot quicker. Like if you have to mark a unit pinned, or if you have to mark them exposed, it's just Control X. If you need to flip a card over, it's Control F. It's just easier in, at least for me right now, using this because I don't know the tabletop simulator won that well, and there's not a real tutorial for it. So I'm going to use Vassal. So let's go back to our grenade attacks. Use -4. We got the casualty evacuation point. Cover. After a successful attempt to seek cover action on a village, farm, church, or cemetery card, draw the following chart. So the village that was right in front of us on the first setup that we had, when we went in there, we found cover, and we found a light building, which is +2 cover. So that was kind of nice. We got the mission set up. We got offensive, 10 turns. There's 4 columns by 4 rows. We laid the cards out the way these are face up. These are randomly placed face down. We got our tactical controls set up. Secure the primary, secondary objectives in 10 turns. The line of departure tells us where these are, where our potential contacts are. Germans are using deliberate defense. And we're using the 4 German grenadier units, I guess, for when it calls for a squad. These are our units. We also get rifle grenades, smoke, and white phosphorus. We get these assets here. We get an artillery and mortar forward observer. And these are what they are firing. The forward observers are firing this stuff. So I see that's what the modification is. Cool. All right. Oh, the artillery draws 3. So the company HQ can actually draw one card. The forward observer for artillery can draw 3 cards. The battalion mortar platoon can draw 2 cards. If it's the company HQ drawing, they get to draw 1 card. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I want the arty to be here. The mortar can be here. Okay, we're going to color code these. You do that by selecting the tile or the counter and then doing Control equal. Like that. Okay, there's light machine gun there. There's light machine gun there. There is the artillery forward observer. All right. So go back over here. Oh, that's why. I don't know why it does that. I had this set up. I think it's because of the way Vassal works. I have to run it in a 19 by 20. I have to run it in 1080p instead of in 1440 because when I run stuff in 1440, OBS, which sends the stream to Twitch and records it, sends it to Twitch, it downscales it to 1280 by 720 and it looks awful. So I have to run this on my monitor, I have to run it in 1080, and I have it set up in OBS to run in 1080 because otherwise it looks absolutely awful. So, and I haven't been able to figure out how to do that, how to fix that yet. So, we have higher headquarter events starting on turn 2. We've got German packages. Now, these squads are going to be the this is what I had. The first package I had in that other playthrough was the squad mark exposed. Didn't see us. We saw him, didn't see us. And he was right in the card diagonally towards us. So, and here's the here is the unit breakdown. I think that also is up. So if you scroll up here, there's also unit breakdown. So let's get started and just hash it up. Hopefully not too bad. Flipping around this. I'm going to go out. Flip over to the game. And then capture again. Okay, so the first we're going to do battalions off. Battalion is off the map. We've got 10 turns. Battalion is going to activate the company headquarters. Here we see that the first sergeant has some white phosphorus and some smoke. Actually, I think I'm going to give that to the, I'm going to give a white phosphorus to the XO. First squad has white phosphorus. Second squad has a rifle grenade. Third squad has smoke. And so that's how these guys are set up. But what we're going to do first is we're going to activate, and please lower your expectations and you'll enjoy the stream more, especially if you know this game. Because you can expect suboptimal gameplay. I'm just learning the 96-page rule book, so please expect suboptimal gameplay. Hey, Shroom. Yeah, so what you do is I've got all my staff color-coded purple, but then you just click on the unit and you can set it control equal sign or control plus sign on the along the number keys on top of the keyboard, and just pick your favorite colors. Actually, these guys should be red. These should be blue because my red is kind of my reserve. So I'm like, well, if they're red, that's because I know there's if I'm using them and pulling them up, I know that there's an emergency. And red kind of signals to me, it's emergency time. And then these guys will be blue. It's too bad you can't go backwards. Maybe you can do Control Shift and go backwards. No. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am going to get started pretty soon, honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have these guys green because first platoon is going to be the point. Third platoon is going to be supporting them on the right because there's 2 hills here. And then second platoon is going to be in reserve. No, this isn't a full-fledged mission. This is the standalone mission, Keep Up the Fire. So this doesn't have all the rules implemented in it yet. Go over here. It's this one here. So it's a standalone mission and example of play. But I'm not going through the example of play. I mean, if you scroll down through here, it goes through how to set up the map. It shows you how to set up your organizing your company, fill out your mission log, all that stuff. I'm just doing this one. I'm just doing this one to play through it and just try to get through as much as I can with it, without my head falling off because of the rules. I did find out a few things. I found out about, let me go into my, got a folder here. I think I actually might have closed it. Let me minimize this. Hopefully I won't ruin anything here. I'm starting to keep a list of questions. So rule 5.2.3 explains cover and concealment and the burst icon on the on like trees and orchards and stuff like that. There's that burst icon on the card that has like a -1 in it. If a card is under an incoming volume of fire, the direction, so 5.2.3, let's go back to look up over here, 5.2.3. So this explains the cover and concealment. So if a card has a burst icon on it, you add the value in that icon to any incoming volume of fire. So you add that to the volume of fire, which would be a negative, in addition to the card's cover and concealment, which would be usually a positive number. So it basically is a negative malice, basically, on that location. So it's volume of fire plus the minus. So if it's -3 volume of fire and there's a -1, it's going to be -4 volume of fire, plus if the cover and concealment's a +1, so it'd be -3 volume of fire. The line of sight borders may also affect the draw for spotting attempts as per the spotting attempt draw modifiers chart. So what I also found out, and this is something I found out on Board Game Geek. If a card is under an incoming VOF, the direction that it's coming from for, a card might have 2 green borders on the side and the top and the bottom border are white. The direction that the incoming fire is coming from is determined by the card where the mortar or artillery fire came from. So I can show you over here. that one. So I have I've got the artillery forward observer right here. If they're on this card and they're calling in fire to this card up here, then the direction that the fire is going to come in from is, you have to, like, it's going to be a straight line because the forward observer is here. The fire is basically coming straight over their head into this card. So that's how you determine what the line of sight border is, or what determines the cover and concealment value. So I had a situation where I had a forward observer, and then here I had a white border right here. So, and it was in a burst. It had a burst icon. And so the fire was coming in through this way over the white border. So that's the smaller number. It was a +1. And then the burst icon was a -1. So those two basically offset. And then the VOF of the incoming mortar or artillery round was just like it wasn't negative. It was negative. So it was like a -3 plus a -1 for the burst icon. That's -4 plus a +1, not the +2, but a +1, because it's coming in over the white border. Sorry, I'm get tongue-tied. Sometimes I wonder, do I explain this better than the rules, even though I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about? Because, okay, now here's another one. And this is, I found some stuff on, and I don't know if this has changed since the game came out like 16 years ago, but line of sight is blocked as a result of smoke or incoming markers. You can trace line of sight into, but not through or out of a card with such a marker. So people were asking on Board Game Geek, well, when my artillery forward observer calls artillery down on a card, does that pending when it flips over during the combat phase, does that, here, let me see, just come back over here. I think maybe they fixed this. Because here it says remove existing incoming and you flip your pending. So when you flip your pending marker, which is actually, your pending marker would be called in over here during the order segment, and then you'd put the pending down. When it's flipped over to the incoming side, that means this is during the combat phase. So that means mortar shells are landing. They are hitting the ground on that card, and it's kicking up all kinds of dirt and smoke, and, parts of the terrain are flying. And so that incoming marker blocks line of sight out of that card, and you cannot trace line of sight through the card. So if there's an incoming marker here, and there's an enemy unit in here that was going to fire on us, when that gets flipped over, when that pending gets flipped over to incoming, that unit can no longer see out of that card. It doesn't block line of sight into the card, but it does block line of sight out of the card, and it blocks line of sight through the card. If there's an incoming here, I would not be able to see from here into this card. Now I might be able to because it's on a hill, but I wouldn't be able to see from this ground level marsh up to this card because that incoming is blocking line of sight. So I don't know if it's gamey or not, But if you had enough fire missions, you could basically keep like a bunker, a German bunker with maybe a heavy machine gun in it. You could just keep them locked up until you maybe had a chance to outflank them or something. You could keep them locked up by just continually dropping artillery fire on them or a mortar fire. Because that bunker the machine gun would not be able to see out. No units can see out of that card, so they can't shoot at you. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to start. I think the first thing I want to do is I am going to flip these guys around. I want the first on the left. That's how I kind of look at things. First, second, third, first, second, third. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to break off a step, an assault team, and I'm going to send the assault team up here. And we're going to try to infiltrate. I can't infiltrate. That's another thing. Can't infiltrate unless you're moving from a card with a VOF or to a card with a VOF. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to put exposed on there. We went up the hill. We're going to send you the same thing, a assault team. You are going to get mark exposed. And, oh, no, wait. I can't do that. See, I get ahead of myself. I know what I want to do, and that's bad. I get ahead of myself. When I played earlier today, when I was playing this, now, I did play some of this earlier today, but I changed the map out, so I have no idea what these cards are. I totally changed the map out. But yeah, I have to follow it's so important to do the sequence of play. It really is. Because there's nuances in here that you'd miss if you don't follow it. Which, sometimes I don't. Me? Not follow it? We don't do this until turn 2. We don't do this. We're in the friendly command phase, so the battalion HQ is activating the company. So we get the command display out here. We're going to activate the company HQ, flip him over, and then we're going to draw cards. What does the company get? Company gets 3. We're under no contact, so the company gets 4. The company is going to activate first and third platoon. First platoon, activate. Third platoon, activate. So the company HQ is going to save 2 orders. So now we're going to activate the first platoon. Who knows? Maybe the first platoon only gets 1 order. I hope not. But then they wouldn't be able to send somebody up here. You know what? I think too, I want to leave him active. That's a question I had. In some games like this, you activate a unit and then you use their commands and then they're done. You kind of flip them over and then you can't reactivate them or they can't do anything else that turn, even if they still have orders left. But from what I've read, it seems like you can activate a platoon, start using its orders, and then activate another platoon and start using some of their orders, and you can kind of bounce around back and forth. It doesn't all have to be. You don't have to use all of first platoon's orders or whatever they're going to use, and then deactivate them, and then they can't do anything else that turn. So let's draw for first platoon. First platoon gets 3 orders. They get 1 extra because because they are once you move on the platoon impulse. Yeah, it kind of does say here, if activated by, you draw an action card, give it the modified number of activated commands, save those commands or expend them in any saved commands on orders to itself or other units up to the maximum per turn, visibility, and experience level. So yeah, it seems that's the case because this is its own impulse. And then you move on to a different impulse. Yeah, that does make sense. So I think that's all I want to do. Now this one, you actually, it looks like you do this also. Select a, draw an action card, and then you select another platoon, HQ, or company. Okay, so we are going to do what I said we were going to do with the first platoon. We're going to do this. Split that off and send it into the gully. And then we're going to draw for... Can you kind of see these okay? Can you kind of see the... Let's see. Yeah, the text and everything is pretty clear, right? From what you can see. Good. So we're going to draw another card for third platoon. They get 5 orders. 4 plus 1. I think we're going to save those. And I think we're just going to... This seems to me it's kind of like the opening move in chess, right? It's, you know, pawn to king 4, pawn to queen 4. This is kind of the opening move. You just send a scout out to kind of scout out the area. And then that's it. And then you're kind of like, okay, I'm done. Now, it looks like, according to my thing over here, first squad has white phosphorus. So I think I could say, if I wanted to, that this guy has white phosphorus. I don't know if I have to give it to him or not. I don't know. I haven't read anything in the rules about that. But he could drop white phosphorus, I guess. Their line. They're all line except, I think, these guys are green, I think. Let me double check. Let's see. Keep up the fire. There's so much going on in this game. I think actually they're all line. Yeah, all units begin at line. Okay. All right, so those guys are done. We're not going to activate anybody else. We actually went through this. Now we can go ahead and activate. We can draw an action card to give it the modified number of initiative commands. So we're going to do that for second platoon because they weren't activated. We're going to give them 2 commands. 2 commands, what they will bank. I'm going to flip these over. They will bank those. Then company staff, we will draw cards for them. Actually, we give it the modified number. So second platoon is going to get 3 commands because we actually modify it the same way that we do the because of the no contact level. But the company staff, so the XO and the first sergeant, they only get 1 command. They don't draw, they just get 1 command. So the XO gets 1, first sergeant gets 1. And then we go to general initiative. So hopefully these guys will be able to look for cover. We're going to draw for general initiative. They got 2 orders. So we're going to try to find cover first for you because you're at a +1. So we get to draw 2 cards. Dodge the bullet there on that contact. You're still exposed. We're going to draw for you. I guess I should have randomly done this. That's another thing I'm trying to find out in the rules is how many things you have to randomly do. So we're going to draw 2 for you. And neither one of you guys found cover. Okay, well, don't blame me. You had 2 cover over here you could find. You had 1 cover over here you could find. You couldn't find it. Don't blame me for what might happen in the ensuing phases. Okay, this starts on turn 2. We don't have any enemies on the board to check. Don't have any vehicles. There's no capture and retreat. There's no vehicles. There's no fire missions pending. We're going to do potential contact. So we are in no contact. Those are C's. We're going to come over here to charts. Oh, look at this. Oh, the command draw. Yeah, this is something too that I didn't know about. When drawing for commands, if they're under a cover marker, they get +1. If they're pinned, if the commander is pinned, they get -1. And if they're under fire, they get 1, 2, 3 less. And that's something I have not been implementing that I need to pay attention to. Enemy contact. Let's see. We're on C. We're on no contact. So we got to draw 4 cards. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my. Now, the last one that I played, I had contact on this card up over here, just a German squad kind of wandering around. And I had no contacts on the other 3 cards. I was like, whoa, that's, I think they draw 2 for cover. I think pretty much everything is 2. Let's go into command, movement, actions. Let's see. Attempt to seek cover. It's equal to the cover draw. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, because there's 3 on there. What am I thinking? Well, I could draw another one for each of them then. There is contact. I think I dodged a bullet there. There's cover. So let's just say this guy found cover. I think this was the second one that I was doing. No, this was the second one I was doing. Thanks for letting me oh, I got to do cover on the card. Thanks for letting me do that little mulligan there. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the randomness of checking things. I'm not exactly sure on that. And if I should be like randomly picking between these two, which one goes first as far as looking for contacts? I think I do on this one. So let's draw a card. It's going to be under the number 2, and it's number 2. So this is number 2. 1, 2. So we're going to draw for a contact, and we get contact. Of course we do, because I was saying on this row, and the first time I played it, I only had one contact. This time I'll have contact on every single one of them. That's just gonna go. It's gonna go without saying. So we have contact. Let's bring that up here. We're resolving the contact on this one. So we're gonna go to the German contact list. And we are going to look for, we're drawing on C. We're drawing over here on C. So it's going to be a random between 1 and 10. So we're going to go back over here, pull that back up. We're going to draw a card. And it's going to be on 2 is the one we're resolving. So 1 to 10. 10 is a 6. So 6 is a 3, package number 3. It's interesting because when I first saw somebody playing on a YouTube video of this, I'm like, where are you getting 3 and these numbers and stuff? I'm like, 1, 2/10. What does that all mean? Because they didn't explain it to me. So just anybody who's watching this, if you want to know, we are going to explain it a little bit. This is the random number draw down here. Okay. You flip a card over and there's results from, like if you rolled a 2 6-sided die, there's results from 2 up to 12. So in this case, the German enemy contacts was telling us, look for the result under the number 10. We're looking for a number out of 10. So it's a 6. So we come back over here. We look on this contact table. What type of contact is it? We look in the PC, the potential contact C, because that's what the counter is. It's a C counter. And we look here for 6 on under the number 10. If it was a 5, it'd be the same result. We're looking for package number 3. It's probably going to be a devastating package. Incoming. Of course it is. Incoming mortar, 3 volume of fire, spotter, and basic +1 cover. So let's go in and get a, we're going to go into the card. We're going to get a marker. We are getting a VOF marker, which is going to be, I think they said the mortar is, we're going to grab this one. But it's going to be a, it's going to be that marker. Plus we're looking for a German spotter. Looks like it's a mortar spotter, right? Isn't that what they said? We're gonna put this somewhere on a card. Target markers. Okay. So now let's go back over here. Incoming mortar. Oh, it shows us right here. It is a -3 volume of fire. Spotter and basic 1 cover, and it's going to tell us where to look for him. You place the incoming volume of fire on the same card as the triggering unit. you place the spotter at max line of sight as per the contact location table. Where's the contact location table, you may ask? It's right here. So now we are going to draw a random number between 1 and 5. And we're going to look at column number 4. So you can see 1 or 2 of random number 5, 3 of 4 random number 5, 5 of 5. And we're going to look in column 4. Why, you ask? Because this card that this poor assault team is on is in column number 4. So we're going to draw another card and we're going to look under the number 5. The number 5 says it's a 3. So I think that's going to be column 4, number 3 is going to be directly in front of the unit. At maximum line of sight, directly in front. We do place the PDF VOF, only the VOF in this case. A mortar round doesn't get a PDF. We could do that though. Incoming mortar, spotter, basic 1 cover, got to remember that. Is that spotted? No, so it's going to get an unspotted marker over it. So something that happened that I didn't do, when these units entered these cards, these became visible because units can always see adjacent cards. They can always see the card that they're adjacent to. Okay, so this is how line of sight works. We're going to put this unit, this observer, spotter, in this Woods hex right here, card. He is going to get, at least this guy's undercover. He's going to get a cover marker of +1. He's also going to get he's going to get marked as unspotted. According to the package here. So we have incoming mortar fire with a volume of fire on the same card as the triggering unit, which is that poor assault team. The spotter is in basic +1 cover, unspotted. Kind of confusing. The spotter is unspotted. And the spotter is at maximum line of sight as per the contact location table. So the reason that they're on this card, oh, max line of sight. Wait. These guys can see over the woods in the woods. So they can actually see this card here. So they're up on a hill. They can see over the intervening card. So they can see this, they can see this, and they can see this. So this spotter is actually on this farm. Undercover. He's going to be hard to get to and unspotted. So the reason, so these guys can see at the line of sight is, oh, you know what? They can see. They can see over. Let me go in real quick. Hopefully it's real quick, right? Elevation rules. Go over here. I think I might have been right there anyway. That's for radios. Line of sight and range. Terrain card line of sight borders. There's a border around the perimeter of each terrain card that consists of white and or dark green segments. Dark borders block traces line of sight, but white borders do not. Check the color side of the corner borders in the direction you want to check line of sight. Regardless of the color of the borders on terrain cards, you can always automatically trace line of sight to all adjacent cards. Close range. Being on higher elevation does not increase the observer's range. Elevation. Elevation is a relative measure in fields of fire. The base elevation is level 1 for all missions. Hills and upper stories add +1 to the base elevation. A single hill is level 2. Makes sense. An upper story is at level 2. An upper story on a hill is at level 3. An upper story on a double hill is level 4. On a triple hill is level 5. On the moon is level 10 million. Higher elevation allows you to trace line of sight over blocking terrain at lower levels as follows. Now, see, I should have read this before I just uncovered all those cards, right? I should have, but I didn't. So if I have to, I'll just draw I'll draw new cards face down, and we'll just call it good. Higher elevation allows units to trace line of sight over blocking terrain at lower levels as follows. Now, see, in Advanced Squad Leader, if you're on a level 1 hill, level 2 hill, if you're on a level 2 hill and there's woods in front of you, the top of the woods or trees or whatever is considered to be also at level 2. So you can't see. You don't have line of sight past that. You'd have to be at level 3 to see over a level 2 hex right in front of you. Generally, higher elevations can see over any lower elevations despite intervening dark borders. That is, units at level 2 see over level 1 terrain cards. However, when looking straight up or downhill from level 3 to level 1, but with a level 2 card with dark borders in between, line of sight is blocked. So explain it to me. Same level terrain blocks line of sight to any lower level terrain. Okay, yeah. Level 2 hill, trees are considered level 2. A unit on a level 2 terrain card cannot see over another level 2 terrain card to a level 1 terrain card beyond it. Unless the elevation levels are known in advance, enemy units on face-down terrain cards are assumed to be at level 1. This is interesting. Hill cards raise the elevation by 1 level. They do not provide cover and concealment modifiers. On drawing a hill card, draw another card and place it on top of the hill card to show the terrain on the hill. There can be multiple hill cards under a terrain card, each raising the elevation by 1 level. If the hill card is drawn when revealing face-down terrain cards, draw another terrain card from the deck to go on top of it. Unless restricted by the mission setup instructions, there's no limit to the number of successive hill cards a player can deal, each raising elevation by 1 level before dealing a card containing specific terrain. So technically, you could draw, I don't know how many hills are in these terrain decks, but you could draw all of them and stack all of them, technically, and then have a building on top of that, 3-story building, whatever. Multiple hills do not change the ability to move in or out of a card, but only provide additional line of sight benefits. The dark line of sight borders on the hill card supersede any light borders on the non-hill terrain card. Oh, okay. Multi-story. Terrain with elevation. Cover and concealment. It doesn't tell me. So I don't see any instances in here where it's telling me that it can't see over a woods card. So I guess this is what I'm going to assume. Oh, I am so stupid. I am so sorry. I got to read all this over again. Darn it. No, it just gives it right here. 5.2.2 elevation. It's a relative measure. Basic elevation is level 1. So that's what I was going to say. Hills and upper stories add 1 level to the base elevation. It doesn't say that woods adds a level to elevation that it can't be seen over. So if there was a hill, if like there was a gully on the hill, like what we have or whatever, if there's a gully on the hill, and then on the next card there was a village that had a second story building in it, like you would draw on that one chart, there's a second story building. So the gully, or let's just say it's brush or open field. Let's do open field. So if there was an open field on top of this hill and there was a 2-story building on the card right in front of it, you couldn't see over that 2-story building, which is a level 2, down to the level 1 open fields on the ground in front of that card. But see, it's not telling me. It'd be nice when it's talking about stuff like this, like elevation. It has elevation printed right on the card. A German squad on a hill is at elevation level 2. It has line of sight over the hedgerows to the U.S. light machine gun team on the far side. This line of sight is reciprocal. The light machine gun team also has line of sight to the German unit on the hill. So, this is what I'm assuming. Since you can see over a hedgerow, which is basically a road that's got trees and hedges built up all on either side, then you can see over the woods. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. Yeah, I can see over this woods. I can see over this woods to this farm. I can see over this woods to this marsh. I can see over this woods to this farm. I can see over this woods to this grove, this farm over here. Wow, 3 farms right in a row. So yeah, I can see all this. And that's where this mortar observer spotter is going to be. And it's a -3 on this card. We're under cover. We resolve the contact, so we're going to return it to the stack. Now we're going to come over here. Let's see, draw number back chart and change. Card says contact, so we're going to change. We're going to change our contact level to 1 friendly or enemy has a VOF marker on it. Then we change this to contact. I'm going to increase that to contact. Now, I don't think we have a, I think I was reading that, so now I can also see, so if I get a machine gun up in here after this turn, if I can get a machine gun up in here, I can start firing at that, over the woods, at that farm, at that spotter. But I think I was reading that mortar spotters and artillery, mortars and artillery don't get a volume of fire. They don't get a PDF marker. I mean, I can always put one down. I don't know if it really hurts anything. I don't know if it really hurts anything. Flip this 180. All right, so now we're going to resolve. We're not pinned yet. Check for change of status in small and large fires. For each infantry unit on a card with a VOF marker, resolve any flamethrower attacks, determine the NCM. So this is going to be bad because we're in an orchard. So this is what I was talking about. We got mortar fire coming in. So we're going to get an additional, these two are going to offset. We got air burst coming in the orchard. And so -1, +1 is going to offset. So we're at negative. So let's just add it up. -1, -2, that's -3, -3, that's -6. And we got a +2. So that's 4. This guy's not going to have a good day. So we are going to draw for a hit on -4. And of course we got a hit. Now it's a line unit, so we're going to draw another card and look for the hit effect over here. And it is a litter, this is now a litter team. We're going to convert this to, no. This should let us right-click hit results. That's what I'm looking for. The hit result over here was an LC, but when there's only one step, you take the first letter, which is L. And now this guy's a litter team. He's pinned. He's still under cover, and he's green. He's been knocked down in experience level to green, but he's still oh, I didn't do the contact for this one. Gosh. Okay. We're going to take this result. This is the result for this one. I don't know if not doing this potential contact is going to affect anything. We're going to find out. Okay, we're going to draw we're drawing on a 10. The only thing that's going to affect it is the order of cards here. Okay, we're drawing on 10. It's an 8. So let's go over here. Let's see. See, that's where I get ahead of myself. And I'm tired. I've been up since it was about 8 o'clock this morning with my daughter. She didn't have school today. So we just kind of hung out at home till my wife got home. But I'm tired. Been fighting the cold. I feel a lot better than I did. But I want to get a good night's sleep tonight. So it's a PC. It was what, number 8? It was on 10, it was an 8. On 10, it was an 8. There. Okay, so we're going to go back here. We're going to find out which one it is. 7 and 8 on a C potential contact marker is a 4 package. We have a machine gun. Light machine gun team in foxholes. They're not spotted either. Place a light machine gun team at max line of sight range as per the contact location table. So we need to draw another card, and we're looking for the result on column 3. It's going to be a 1, 2, or a 3 result. 1, 2, or 3 result on column 3. So we're doing a 1, 2, or 3 result. It is a 1. So that is going to be left front. It's going to be placed on the left front of our card. Light machine gun team in foxholes, which is going to be 1 LMG team. So let's grab that. There's going to be a PDF. We got to find line of sight. And I'm tired. Light machine gun team. It's probably going to be, he is long range, which is 2 cards. So he's probably going to be on this farm up here, because we can see him over here. We're going to have a PDF come out and get put here, and we're going to rotate it, rotate it, rotate it. We're shooting here. So this card is going to have a volume of fire on it. No, that's only a heavy machine gun, I think. I have to look and see. This gets a automatic weapons fire on it. So this doesn't affect this, other than if I had done this one next before I did the combat resolution, we would have had different numbers. So can't get much more random than that if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for randomosity. Yep. Yep. But the line of sight stops here for these guys on these right here. Now, if this one, for example, if this one was white, then I'd be able to see back into this card also. And the same for going this way. If this one was white, I'd be able to see this card. Reveal the whole map, except for this one. Wonder what's in there. We're going to find out next turn, I think. Okay, so we need to resolve combat for this one. He is not under cover. I want to make sure I got this set up. Okay, didn't say he was in cover, I don't think, but he is not spotted. But I don't think it says he's in cover. Oh, he's in foxholes, all right. PDF, yes. Spotted, no. Place light machine gun team at max line of sight range as per the contact location table, which we did, which is going to be the front left. Pretty sure that's what I drew. I drew a 1. I'm tired. I was in the same boat last night. This afternoon when I played pretty steady, following the sequence of playing stuff. I was playing pretty steady and following stuff, but tonight I'm just tired. Okay, we got to put him in a foxhole. So that's going to be a terrain. Well, that's going to be cover. So we're going to put up here. Oh man, if I could look at this, if I could take this card and then find cover in it, I could get a multi-story building out of it. Unspotted in foxholes with okay. So we resolve this contact. Return it to the stack. Did I even draw cards? I didn't even draw cards. Oh gosh, I'm tired. Leave me alone. I didn't even draw cards for contact. Oh man, let's draw some cards. We are under contact. I'm just tired. I apologize. I am just tired. Like I said, you are seeing suboptimal gameplay. We are under contact on a C that is 3 cards. Actually, yeah, we're under contact on C. Let's see, 3 cards. We didn't even get a contact. So we didn't even get a contact. I just assumed that there was a contact here. So so I just drew, and on that 1 to 10, I got a 4. I'm like, okay. And I didn't even draw cards to see if there was a contact. Okay. Well, the VOF, or the VOF, the VOD will say if I'm right or I'm wrong. I'll just leave it like this, and then if the VOD says that I was wrong, I'll just leave it like this. But if I didn't draw for contact and I just did, I mean, I might start the whole game over. Oh man. It's going to be interesting because my daughter's out of school in like 3 weeks for the summer, and I do want to keep streaming. But you know, we're going to be doing stuff during the day. She's going to be up like she is on her days off from school. She's going to be up at 7:30. We're going to be doing stuff all day, but I still want to try to stream at night. But if I'm in this kind of shape at night, I don't know. I don't know about streaming at night. I mean, I opened this soda about an hour and a half ago. And that's my first taste of it. Excuse me. And now I got to go to bed. So I made a right mess of this one. Now, what I do like about Vassal is that if I do decide to start over, I can leave the staging cards here. Well, for example, up here, I can just right click on here, return to terrain deck. I can return all these cards to the terrain deck that are out here. Like, for example, I could pull this out, return it to the terrain deck. It just leaves that marker there. And then I could just, once you put them in the terrain deck, they get the terrain deck gets reshuffled because there's no way to reshuffle it. And then you just, once you've got them all back in there, you just start pulling them out again. And I could just do this. and the potential contact marker stays there. So all I'm doing is changing the map. That's all I'm doing. I can just send all these back. And you can just move these here like this. Potential contact marker stays there. All these markers will stay. So it's so easy just to redo the map. So, right. No funky physics to deal with like in Tabletop Simulator. But like I said, I'm going to try to stream this summer, at least a little bit. I'd like to stream at night, but I don't think, I mean, my daughter and I are probably not going to be out doing everything, doing something every day. But I just don't know if I'm this tired when I'm trying to stream at night. I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I might have to play an easy game, an easier game. I'd really like to play this more, but um, when I'm messing stuff up like this, I got this one okay. It's just when I skipped over. And probably part of what caused me to skip over was having to stop and read the rules about. I'm going to move this back a little bit. Looks like I might be popping or something. Because I had to stop and look at the rules for the line of sight. So, like 5, 6, 7 minutes looking up the rules for line of sight. So then I come back, I see this has the contact marker on here that needs to be resolved. And so then I just go in assuming that that there's been contact. And I never even pulled the cards to see if there was contact or not. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I think for right now, I'm just going to save this. Restart second pass vlog. Maybe I need to actually break out the game that I bought, get a piece of plexiglass, clean up our basement a little bit, get a nice kind of big table and lay it out there and just push the counters around instead of doing this. But then again, I'm still going to have to look up rules, which is still going to distract me, which is still going to, I'm going to be like, oh, I got to resolve this marker right here. Let's see. It's the potential contact is a machine gun up here. It's like, no, you have to draw cards first to see if it's potential contact, which I didn't do. So let me go ahead and save this one as restart second pass, final setup. Second pass, turn, end, turn one, messed up, PC. I'll know what that one is. Messed up the PCC on row 1, column 3. Maybe restart. So we saved that one. So now I want to load restart second pass final setup. Let's load this one. See where this one is. Sure. We're going to do third pass. Third pass. Turn one. Okay, so we're going to come up here and we're going to save this as Fields of Fire. Fields of Fire. Third pass. Turn one. Okay. Mulligan. It's a mulligan. Okay. So you can see over here where I set this up before. So I have the setup, except for maybe the I got plenty of room at top here if I need to add additional rows and stuff for line of sight or whatever. So you can see how I drew the first row is revealed, and then the second through the fourth row is not revealed. But all I need to do is to start it over again is just return to train deck. Return to train deck. All these cards. And so, so now we just pull these out. And try to line them up. Now I want to check and make sure that these are cool. Now see, these seem bigger than these right here. I don't know why. So let's flip this. This first row is going to get flipped anyways. Let's flip this. Okay, so we don't have any hills or anything. I got a farm here, but I don't have a potential for a second. So I think my advance is going to be up this way. So we're going to draw another one. These are going to stay face down. It's like every one I pull out looks a little bit bigger than the last one. So I think because in this attempt, because so I think because this attempt, I'm going to be coming up through the farm in the woods again. This platoon here will be like in. Did I save this again? I don't think I did. Did I save it? Yeah, the mortar observer, artillery observer. Okay. Mortar can be called in, but these guys cannot shoot from the woods. All right. I want to change this to objective 1 over here, and I want to change the attack point to this right here. This right here. Because this will be pretty much our axis of advance. 3rd platoon, 1st platoon, and then 2nd platoon. Now, see, this is where I would just jump in and go, okay. Everything's set up, but let's go to sequence of play. I might play a turn. Friendly higher HQ event phase. Draw an action card. No, we don't do that this turn. We don't do this turn. We do activate the company commander. Command displays are going to be set up the way they were. We're going to open up the action card deck over here. So the command display is going to be set up the way they were. We're going to flip this over and we're going to activate the CO. And we're going to draw a card. The card is going to be on no contact, so he gets +1 order. So he gets 5 orders. So he is going to activate the 1st platoon, the 2nd platoon, and that's going to be it. So 1st platoon is going to get 6 orders. Second, wait. I got to look at my axis of advance. I don't want to activate 2nd platoon. I want to activate 3rd platoon. That's why I need to pay attention to what I'm doing instead of just, I'm going to do this in order and all the way up to here. No, I'm going to activate 1st platoon after I'm done. Okay, so now we're going to draw orders for 1st platoon, and he gets 3. That's just great. Good job, 1st platoon. Or 3rd platoon, since you're going to be my major moving up here. Okay, so that's 2 orders for, that's 2 orders that the CO gave. I think that's all we're going to do, because what we want to do is what we usually do. It's like the first move in chess is you go pawn to queen 4. So we're going to break off a first order is going to be to detach a step for an assault team. That's going to be 3rd platoon is going to do that. And he's going to order the assault team to go into that farm. Go, what is going on up at that farm there? It's really weird, really quiet. We're going to deactivate them. We're going to flip this to a exposed. And then we're going to, we've got the 1st platoon right here. 1st platoon is going to do the same thing. Detach a step into an assault team. That's 1 order. Going to move him up here into this woods. That's order number 2. And then we're going to save. Save orders. So now we go back to sequence of play. We already did this. Now we're going to the initiative segment. The company HQ was already activated. We activated the 1st and the 3rd. So now we get to activate the 2nd platoon and draw orders for them over here. So we're going to draw a card, but in this initiative impulse, they only get the smaller number, but it is modified still by no contact. So they get 3 orders. That's second platoon plus 1. Is there anything that they'd like to do? Is there anything that they'd like to do? Probably not. Probably not. So they're just going to bank those commands. And then we're going to come down here to the company staff, the XO and the first sergeant each get 1 command. They don't draw cards, they just get 1 command. And we're going to unmodified, and we're going to bank that. The general impulse, we get to draw another card. And we're going to look at this number here again. And it's the number 3. So these guys can look for cover. And we're going to draw 3 cards. Thank you, Shroom, for that, for reminding me. Sending a platoon HQ solo into a potential contact. Yeah, that'd be called a blunder. It'd be like 3 question marks on your chest. What are they called? Transcription, something like that. So we're going to look for cover on this farm. We're going to draw 3 cards. There is only 1 additional spot of cover over and above the natural +2 cover. So we can try, if we move another unit in here, or a headquarters comes in here and orders them to check again, they can do that. But right now we have 3 orders. They're going to try. We're going to pull 3 cards and look for the word cover. 2, 3. Nope. No cover found. Now we're going to pull for this unit. They're going to draw 4 cards and look for 3 extra areas of cover. They can only find 1 at a time, but there's 1. They found it. 2, 3, 4. So we're going to mark this card with a +1 additional cover. So right now, these guys are at +3 cover. Unless they get hit by mortar fire, which then it would be +2 -1. That'd be a +1. +1 would be 2. So now we have a potential contacts to resolve. We're going to do these 1 at a time in order. And I have no hills to worry about this time. Grab this, put it up here. We don't do this turn. We have no capture segment. We have no retreat segment. We have no anti-tank or vehicle movement. We are in the mutual combat phase where we have no markers coming in. We have potential contact. I just looking back on it, I think I just totally messed up that turn in that game I was just playing. I just totally messed it up. Anyways, for Urch Kurd with a PC Merker in a friendly unit, drawing a number of action cards indicated on the potential contact draw chart based on the PC marker and the current activity level. We are at no contact. This is a potential contact C marker. We come up here and look at our charts. Potential contact draw chart. We are on C under no contact, so we have to draw 4 cards. Now, I think we're supposed to randomly check. So we have to draw a card. This is number 1. This is number 2. We're going to look under the number 2, and we see that the first card that we're going to check is the number 1 card, which is this one right here. We're going to put this up here. So we're going to draw 4 cards because we're under no contact. We're going to look for the word contact at the top here. That's 1, 2, got it, 3, and 4. So we do have contact. What does that mean? We're going to find out. We're going to flip over to here, which is the German force packages chart. We are going to look at the German contact package placement tables. And we are looking for a potential contact marker C. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw another random card. We're going to look under the number 10 on that card and see what the number is under that. We're going to observe what the number is, and this is the one that we're resolving right now. It's the number 3. Under the number 10 is the number 3. So now we're going to come back here, and if it's a 3 or a 4 under the number 10, it's package number 2. It's going to be devastating. It's a sniper. Oh, great. Sniper and basic cover. Place a VOF marker under these rules. We're going to have to look those rules up, so hopefully I don't forget to do the other PC potential contact marker. Is it spotted? No. Place a sniper at max line of sight range as per the contact location table. So that means we need to look on the contact table depending on which column this is in. I think it was in the 3rd column. We're going to draw another random number and look what number is under the number 3. Under the number 3 is the number 3. So that means that this sniper is going to be our right front. It's going to be in front of us on the right. And it's going to be in basic cover with a PDF and a volume of fire. And it's not going to be spotted. And it's going to be at the maximum line of sight range. The maximum, oh, I'm sorry. So you can see down here for column 3, the number 3, that sniper is going to be placed to the right front of us, which is going to be, it's going to be here. This is us. This is the right front. There's going to be a sniper there. Now, I'm not sure actually if I do flip these cards over because we move these guys up here. We can see these cards. He's going to be on a hill. Sniper on a hill. What do you know? So I can see these cards because you can always see the cards that you're adjacent to. So these units are adjacent to these cards. They can see these cards or these areas. Can't see this one yet because we don't have a unit in one of these areas. So now I need to draw another card. Move this up a little bit. I need to draw another terrain card to go on top of this card. So let's open up the terrain thing again and draw another card and put on top of this card. And we're going to flip it over. It's a hedgerow on top of a hill. Got these a little bit close together. Okay. And then the hedgerow comes down here, like so. I'll be able to remember that it's on a hill right there. Okay, we're going to come over here And we're still resolving this potential contact. We're going to come over here. We're going to find a German. I think they're a limited action team. Would they be considered a heavy weapon? Sniper. Here's a sniper up in a hill in some bocage who's going to give us a lot of trouble. At least he's not like in a bunker or in some other kind of terrain. We need to mark him unspotted. He's not spotted. So, I think okay, I see. Now, this is a good example of line of sight. If this border right here, if this border right here was white, then we would have to check to see what a terrain card would be back here, because there could be another hill or two hills that would have terrain on it, and then a 2-level hill would be able to see over a 1-level hill down to here. And since the range on the sniper is long range, which is actually 2 cards, then if there was 2 hills back here with terrain on it, the sniper could be on this card shooting down here. But there's only, that's if it was white here, but it's green. So the sniper's line of sight would have to be set up on 2 hills here to see over this. You know, that's another good question. What if there was 2 hills here? It would be able to see over, it's long range, so it would be able to see over the green border down into this hex. So I think I have to draw a terrain card for over here. Let's just do it. Just for fun. Just because I like playing with cards. Now, this card here does not change the fact that this is our this is the right boundary of our movement. We wouldn't be able to move onto this card. Let's see what this is. It's a village. So let's go back over here and see. Oh man, gosh. Let me explain that again, why I drew this card over here. We have a sniper, which is long range, which means they can shoot up to 2, I want to call them hexes, areas, cards. Let's just call them cards. For me, using the term card kind of, it kind of loses some of the immersion for me. I'm like, this is a woods, this is a hedgerow, this has long range, which would be able to shoot into this hedgerow. This is point blank range is in the area that they're currently in. If they have close range, they'd be able to shoot into these woods. If they have long range, they'd be able to shoot into the hedgerow, as long as they have line of sight to it. Its line of sight would be broken by these green lines right here. So anyways, the reason I pulled this card is because it's on it. This sniper is on a hill in bocage. It's got a green border here, which means that you can't trace line of sight. So if there was a hill back here, only 1-level hill with a village on it, it wouldn't be able to trace line of sight through the hill because of this right here. But if there was 2 hills with a village on it. It could trace line of sight over this. It'd be a level 2. It could trace line of sight over the level 1 card and down into this, into the woods, because it has long range. It can see 2 areas away. I'm wondering too, it would have to have a white line of sight here, I think, to see over that. This game is so complicated. Okay, but it doesn't, so we didn't. So we got that explained. So we can come back over here. So I can hop back over here. So I can pull this back up like this. So we got the placement. We got the sniper. It's in basic cover, which we did. We have to look up rule 7.1.5. Did I put cover on it? I don't think I did, no. Max line of sight range as per the contact location table. We're going to do a PDF. And we're going to do +1 cover. And we're going to look at 7.15. PDF. Mark the card with cover. Right. We're going to place a PDF. Am I in the right area? No, it's got to be here. Control. Nope. Cover. Nope. Why am I not looking in the right space? I'm tired. Ammo control. Why am I not seeing it? Why am I not seeing it? Markers, that's why I'm looking at the wrong thing. We're going to shoot from here. We're going to rotate 180 degrees. We're going to rotate clockwise again. We're going to move that like right there. So he's shooting from here to here. All right. And we got the cover on him. And we have to look up rule 7.15. It's easier, I think, just to go up here. Find out where 7.15 is. And what page it is, 7.15. Now a sniper has a special. We want to look at what, 51? A sniper has special weapon. He has a special VOF. So I should be looking up sniper. Don't know why I went to this, but I should be looking up sniper. Enemy snipers, page 67. 67. Enemy snipers, 8.8. I'm going to have a nut. Brought some nuts down here. Haven't had one because I'm so focused on this game. All right. Enemy snipers follow the rules below and do not act according to the usual enemy activity hierarchy. However, if pinned or reduced to an LAT, enemy snipers will then follow the enemy pinned/LAT activity check hierarchy. All right. When first placed, enemy snipers will target the units on the card which triggered them as normal. Thereafter, unless otherwise engaged, a sniper will open fire according to the target priorities chart, 6.1.1. Okay, Snipers place a small arms VOF and a sniper VOF as described in 7.15. Okay, well, let's go for small arms and sniper. Oh, man. There we go. Enemy snipers follow the rules below and do not act according to the usual enemy activity hierarchy. Of course they don't. It's a new rule. However, if pinned or reduced to an LAT, enemy snipers will then follow the enemy pin/LAT activity check hierarchy. In the first place, enemy snipers will target the units on the card which triggered them as normal. Thereafter, unless otherwise engaged, a sniper will open fire according to the target priorities chart. 6.1.1. They place small arms and a sniper VOF, so I got to find those. Okay, VOF markers. Small arms. And at least he's undercover. So I have a feeling that this guy's going to have a bad day. Now, what did I need to do? I still need to resolve this one too. What did I need to do? I needed to look at 7.1.5. 7.15. I gotta retreat back before the sevens. Snipers. Well, there's two sniper sections. Units with a VOF rating of S are snipers. Unless otherwise engaged, snipers will open fire automatically according to sniper target priorities. 6.1.1. Okay, so yeah, they're going to trigger. They place two VOF markers on their target card, small arms and sniper. VOF rating of a pinned sniper is reduced to pinned, and therefore they do not place a sniper VOF. The attack. At the beginning of each combat effect segment, select one random target on the card with the sniper's VOFs and move the sniper VOF onto it. Oh. Units under cover markers are eligible targets, but only one unit will be affected. If some units on the card are marked as exposed, select the target from those units only. Rest of the card will only be affected by the... Well, let's come back to this one when we need it. I want to go back, though, to this one. So that's 7.15. I want to come back to this one. Enemy snipers. Page 67. Okay, target has triggered them as normal. Okay, so they normally triggered the card. They fire on the card which triggered them. Okay. All right. So I think we're all done with this. I think this one, I think these stay up here until we decide that this guy is going to get shot at because he's the only one on the card. It's like, well, let's see. Let's roll to see on a, let's draw and see on a 10 if this guy gets selected. No. He's going to get selected. Okay, so I think this is resolved as far as the contact. Now we do get a an experience point for doing that, for clearing a PC marker. Now we're going to resolve this one. Contact has now gone up to contact. We are going to, we're looking for, again, it's a C contact. We now have contact. We're only drawing 3 cards to see if we can find the word contact. All right, 1, 2, yep, 3. This, I can tell right now, the last 2 times I tried this, I didn't get hardly any contacts. I can tell right now that all of these are going to be contacts. I'm going to be like walking into a hornet's nest. Okay, now let's see what this contact is. We do the same thing as we did before. It's probably going to wind up going up to 2 or more friendly occupied or enemy occupied cards under VOF markers. So this is probably going to be under a VOF. Let's put, oh, this one is going to wind up going on this one. Because they said it goes, if there was like multiple units in here, you would pick randomly, I guess, which unit gets is being targeted by the sniper. Well, no, it'd be according to the sniper table, which is that 6.1.1 thing. But since there's only 1 unit in here, he gets targeted. But I think he still gets the benefit of the +2. So that's going to be a -3. No, it's going to be a -2 because he's got -5 +3. Okay. So we're going to draw a 10 because that's what we're looking at on that potential contacts table. And we find a 10 under the 10. Eesh. All right, so we got to go over here to keep up the fire. It's a number 10 on the 10. So it's a 7. A 7 is a squad marked exposed. This is what I had that. This one's not bad. It's a squad marked exposed. Now it is a grenadier squad. So these guys are no slouches. So it's a grenadier squad. That doesn't notice this. It does not get marked with a PDF or a VOF. So actually we're going to still be at contact, not at engaged. Spotted? Yes, we have spotted them. Place at max line of sight of triggering unit regardless of any weapon ranges as per the contact location table. So now we need to draw another card and find out for being in... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong screen again. Okay, let's go back over there. The reason I'm doing this because I don't want to be flipping through all my I don't want to be flipping through all of my stuff on my desktop. So that's why I'm flipping through doing this way. So we drew a 10 out of 10. It's package number 7. Package number 7 is a squad, which is going to be, I guess I could pick randomly, right? Okay, pick randomly. And now we have to find out where that squad's going to be for column 4, I believe is what we're in, right? Yeah, for column 4. So it's going to be at, it's going to be on a 5. On a 5, it's a 5. So I think that's going to be probably over here. It's going to be to the right. 4, 5 of 5 is front, right front. Okay. This game gets more complicated every time. So we got to pick another terrain card for over here, because that's where this guy is going to be. So I can't close combat with him. I have to resolve it by fire. Okay. He's in a hedgerow over here. He is a German squad. So we have the Grenadiers over here. So we're going to draw a 4 and see which 1, 2, 3, 4, which one we draw. We're drawing a 3, so it's going to be this guy right here. He's coming over here. He's strolling down the hedgerow, actually. It's a really nice day. And he's strolling down the hedgerow, and he's like, very nice day, nice and sunny. And he's exposed. He's got his pants down. There's no PDF, no VOF marker. He's spotted. And he's at max line of sight of the triggering unit, which is my guys over here. So he is exposed. So the max line of sight from this unit is right here. Can't see through. If this was a white border and this was a white border, then he could see through to the next card up here, but it's green. So his line of sight ends right here. So they're exposed. Now, I can't fire at him because I have point blank range. And he's not firing at me because he doesn't even know I'm here. He's going to know I'm here pretty soon, though, because he's going to hear the crack of a gun over here shooting at this poor guy right here. I think we've resolved another contact. And so that's going to give us another experience point. Enter. Enter. Okay. Yeah, he is spotted. He's exposed. There's no PDF or VOF. So that means there's only one VOF on the board, which means we are still at contact. We're not at engaged. That will change because I think it says at the beginning of the or at the end of the at the cleanup phase is when the PDF is placed. He notices us and is like, hey, there's an assault team over in that farm. I better start firing at them. All right, so contact been made. Pin recovery, combat effects segment. We're drawing action cards to determine if fire is effective. So what we have here is we have -3, -2, -5. You got +1, +1, +2. Oh, dude. I'm tired. Why am I doing this to myself? I gotta go. It's midnight. Okay, so what I was just saying over here with this guy, we determined that it's one of the Grenadier squads, group 3rd Grenadier squad, just strolling down this beautiful sunny day. And he's not undercover. He is spotted. We have spotted him. He's not unspotted, and he's exposed. Right here. He's number 7 is what we got. Squad, mark, exposed. Is there a PDF or a VOF? No. Is he spotted? Yes, he is. Place at max line of sight of triggering unit, regardless of weapon ranges, as per the contact location table. So we put him over here. This is the guy that spotted him. And this guy's like just walking down the road, and then he's going to hear a shot from a sniper over here. He's going to go, that's one of our snipers. I can tell by the report of the bullet from the gun. I can tell it's our sniper. Holy cow. He starts looking around, and then he's going to notice that there's a assault team over by this farm. But now I've got to go back out here, and I got to read some more about snipers. Target unit card to trigger them is normal. Unspotted enemy sniper. If an enemy sniper is spotted, it'll fall back. Oh, if I spot him, it'll fall back. Nice. During each activity segment, check until line of sight. Exception. I know snipers in field fortification, caves, barricaded buildings, or compounds remain in place even if spotted. All regular rules apply. After moving, mark the unit exposed and reselect the target card to open fire on according to the target priorities marker. So now I needed to go to 716, right? No, 715. Snipers. At the beginning of each combat effect segment, select one random target on the card with the sniper's VOFs and move the sniper VOF onto it. Units under cover markers are eligible targets, but only one unit will be affected. If some units on the card are marked as exposed, select the target from those units only. Okay. So the sniper is looking for like the weak links. He's looking for the ones that are exposed. Select the target from those. The rest of the card will only be affected by the small arms volume of fire. Okay. So if there were other units on that card, they'd still have to draw. That's how dangerous a sniper is. They would still have to draw and use the +0 volume of fire. Vehicle's also an eligible target. HQs and staff on a card targeted by a sniper suffer a -3 command draw penalty, regardless of whether they were previously targeted or not. Move sniper VOFs off infantry targets in the cleanup phase and place at the top of their terrain card. Okay. Enemy snipers act differently to normal enemy units. Their behavior is covered in 8.8. I think we just were there. Yep, we're just there. Okay, so now we're going to resolve this. Yeah, so that's interesting. If there were other units on here, they would still have to pull for combat resolution, but they would use the +0 VOF. Of course, they would get the +2 for the woods. They'd get whatever other bonuses they have, like cover, whatever, if they're not exposed, whatever. But they still have to draw. I mean, that's not good. So I can't send anybody up into this woods while this sniper's here. I'm going to have to start coming around and try to maybe flank these guys. But then I'm running the risk of like more contacts over here. It's going to be dicey. Dicey. PDF is under VOF markers. Oh. Okay, I hope they have this set up right. I think I do. Now it said, let's go back out here. Okay, let's go back out here. 7.15, it says it said in the thing over here, it says place PDF VOF, yes, 7.15. So I guess that's telling you where you place. Now see, it doesn't have a PDF out here. Does it mention anything about a PDF in here anywhere? I don't see any reference to a PDF. Do they not place a PDF? Beginning of combat effects. Great. Vehicle. I don't know. Maybe there's no PDF. I don't know. So, anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to be drawing. We're going to be drawing a -3, -2, that's -5. And we're going to be drawing +3. So -5 + 3 is going to be a -2. Let's see what happens on a -2. -3, -5, or -2 is -5. +3, -2. It's a hit. Really? Am I surprised? No, I'm not. Okay, here we go. What do we get? We get a paralyzed. P stands for paralyzed. So this guy is now, he's paralyzed and he's pinned. So now we move these up to his card, I guess. See, that's why I would think there's a PDF marker here. Let me go back because it says something about, well, you said it. Which card of the assault team? But it said something about moving. It said something about moving them back to the sniper's card. Move sniper's VOFs off infantry targets in the cleanup phase and place at the top of their terrain card. But do they... Okay, so that's what I did. Let's read this again. Move sniper VOFs off infantry targets in the cleanup phase and place at the top of their terrain card. So you move both the VOFs. Enemy snipers act differently to normal enemy units. Yeah, okay, got it. But does this now count for contact? I guess it does because this card now has VOF on it. So it counts for contact, I think. Okay, so this guy's paralyzed. He's worthless, basically. He's still undercover, though. I think we're in the cleanup phase now. We're in the bedtime phase. Enemies firing cards without valid target shift cease fire. Paralyzed is still a valid target. for the sniper. And then, so we're going to click on cleanup and see what happens. Okay, so they're still pinned. He lost his exposed, but now I was reading. I don't know how many times I've said that phrase in the last. How many sessions of this game have I played? 10? How many times I've said, now I was reading. Okay, so let's go back to this package. No, this one, maneuvering, squad mark exposed. Place PDF, VOF, no. Spotted, yes. Place at max line of sight, triggering unit, regardless of any weapons range per contact table. Now, I read somewhere, and I don't know how I found this, but I know I read it. Because, like I say, I read a lot of stuff about this game somewhere. It's either in the rules, or it's in the thing, or in the thing, or in the thing. I think I actually found it online. I think I actually found it specifically for this instance. There is a PDF marker here now. There is a PDF marker here. So I guess he has seen the team here. He's walking down, strolling down, heard the report of the weapon over here, turned his head around, like, what? Where did that come from? And then he saw this assault team. We're under attack. And so there will be a VOF on here, long range automatic weapons. We're going to come up here. We're going to grab an automatic weapons VOF. It's coming on this card right here. So now we have 2 VOFs, and we're going to update this to, no, see? Yeah, contact is 1 friendly occupied under VOF marker. Engaged is 2 or more occupied or enemy occupied cards under VOF markers. So there's 2 or more. So this is going to upgrade now to engaged. Again, we can't have reciprocal fire here because this is point blank range only. It can only fire, it can only use its weapon in the area that it's in, like on the farm. This was only able to use its weapon in the woods. Otherwise, they could have reciprocated fire, but they can't. So, and also, I don't. It's going to be really dangerous up here to try to bring in like the platoon. Bring in the platoon leader, Artie, machine gun in here to try to get fire on one of these guys. Because right now, oh, this is the only one that we see. But they could still be targeted by the sniper. So I think what I need to do is we're going to try to find cover for him with a general I think we're done here. A general initiative impulse. We're going to try to find cover with him. No, I have no hope for this one starting on turn 2. That's going to be, we're going to get something bad out of that, I think. So we're going to leave it to the general initiative to try to get him in order to find cover. But I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to send these guys out here to try to find a way around. It's going to be difficult. Anyways, that was game turn 1. Whee! I guess these guys could have dropped smoke, right? These guys, if they move up, they can drop smoke, which would help. I could send the third squad up here. They can drop smoke, which would then give them a I don't want to use it because then it's gonna. What does the smoke give you? +2. So it'd be, if they can find cover, it'd be +1, +2, +2 would be a +5 and -1. Okay, we're at stopping here. I'm gonna save this. Save game as restart, third pass, turn, start, turn 2. It's going to be hairy. It's really going to be hairy because we still haven't resolved these 2 potential contacts. And based on what happened with these 2 potential contacts, I only see things going from bad to worse up here. And then having to clear these, whatever winds up being in these, and then resolving those potential contacts. What I need to do is try to get line of sight. Well, I do have line of sight. I need to get somebody up in here to maybe draw the fire of, get like a mortar or a artillery forward observer up here to try to get fire down on this sniper. So I can explain that again. I need to get like a artillery forward observer like into here to try to get fire down on this sniper up on this hill, because line of sight is reciprocal. The sniper can see over these woods into this card, and a unit can see over this woods up to the hill also. It works both ways. Anyways, that's going to do it for me, guys. I am so tired. I gotta get up in the morning to be with my daughter and do some stuff with her, and we're going out tomorrow night. I gotta try to get a good night's sleep. I told my daughter, thanks, Shroom, for coming in. If you watch the VOD later or whatever, thank you for coming in. I told my daughter, sleep in tomorrow, because we're going to be up late tomorrow night, because we're going to be going out and doing a family thing. So we may not be getting home until later, and, sleep in tomorrow morning. Sleep in, get some rest, because it could be a long day. All right, so this is where we're at. It could be a mess for us. We triggered a sniper here up on a hill. We triggered a grenadier team here with automatic weapons, long range, shooting down at our assault team here. We're going to have to try to come up the left side just to distract the sniper. Don't dare move anybody into this woods. So we're going to have to send guys up here and just take our chances. Probably move the first platoon up this way, second platoon up this way. That's just how it's going to have to be. Okay, guys, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for watching. Probably won't be back on tomorrow because we're going to be doing stuff all day. Try to rest for tomorrow night. But I will do my outro. Wherever you are in the wide world, whether you're as tired as me or not, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as I like to say, put yourself in a position to be blessed. And be blessed. So thanks for watching, especially you, Shroom. Thanks for stopping in again. And see you next time. Thank you.